Air. It's way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the Cookout with TOYO, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with pimps over simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get man. Come on, press play, press play.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Biggie, I gotta tell you about Toyo real quick, bro. So Toyo, we was in the studio cooking up earlier this morning, right? Mm-hmm. I told this man how to kick people out the studio, man. First thing he do, kick me out of the studio, bro. took him 0.5 seconds, big fella. Hey, get out my studio. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You know,
hey,
we laugh about it.
Hey, you be like, hey, you know when you in the you got the nuclear bomb or whatever, and you like, hey, okay, so this is the nuclear bomb, man, and this the red button. You like, what the red button do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Yeah, they in the
Salute. Bulldog community, all everybody up in here. Big Tony. Salute.
Hey.
Bad Batch 45. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Ye-Rock. I ain't seen you in a minute. Ye-Rock, I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. Salute. Tim Hendricks. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Dogman TV. Get him. Yes, sir. Big Skip. Welsh. Yes, sir. You can drop the link. Drop the link early for me, Draysky. I know you say I got my own power, but I'm gonna use yours up, bro. I'm gonna use yours up. Salute, Melee. Anyway, yeah. Before I get started, brothers and stuff, let me thank the Creator for blessing me with 378 Bulldog years and let me be able to put my hands on these dogs and express myself and things of that nature, and still have the potential to be the best I could be and scratch into the bullshit all day long and all night. And also, just want to know, I recognize where I came from. Now,
yes, sir.
With that being said, you know what I mean, Bloom. I also want to say, I want to confess that since I've been dealing with dogs, I will not be ashamed to say I fed curs before. I'm probably feeding curs now, and I might be feeding curs in the future. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't ashamed to say it. And I know I always got the potential to find me a good dog, and I ain't ashamed to say that. And also, like, I just want to let you youngins know, when we had the cookout, I'm listening to y'all and all that, but that's where I'm at with it. And I can smell that some of y'all don't understand. And by the numbers been shown out there to y'all. And some of the old heads probably told you, or some of them might have misled you. But take it from your brother, Big Toyo. I took the safe road, and I recognize, like I'm saying now, I'll be feeding curs. And I know that until they're proven not to be curs, they will be curs. It's no such thing as I have game dogs and then they prove to be a cur. No, you have curs until they be proven to be game dogs.
Ooh-wee.
And that's as simple as I could put it for you. So like, only reason why you don't know you got a yard full of curs is because, like I said, you ain't found. Maybe because the historical things is out the picture, so you niggas could sit around and talk the shit to us or whatever. But the old heads know that basically the only reason you can talk shit is because ain't nobody that exposed you yet, and we're moving more in the time where as though niggas really could talk shit on these papers and all that type of shit because like it's harder and harder for somebody to get to the truth. So yeah, you guys are kind of safe to say you got a yard full of champions. Can't nobody prove you wrong. Really, it'd be hard for somebody to prove you wrong nowadays. So you might as well step it all the way up and fake and say you got a whole yard full of grand champions and shit. You might as well do it all the way to the max because who can prove you wrong? But like, if you want to keep it real with yourself, you should already know that the numbers have told you that if you have one dog, you have a 50% of that dog being a 50% chance of that dog being cur, and that's giving you something. If you have 2 dogs, it's still the same thing. And the more dogs you have, matter of fact, let me say that again. You might got a 50% chance of your dog not being a cur if you got one. But the more dogs you have, believe me, the more chances of more of those dogs being curs. As in, if you got a yard full of 10 dogs, you be happy to get 2 or 3 good dogs. Now you ain't gotta believe me or not. It's just me talking and confessing my cur confessions. You dig what I'm saying? So like, look at the numbers. You got a yard full of 10 dogs, you should be happy and proud that you get 3 good dogs. Now, these other guys, they be talking like they whole yard is good dogs. When I say a good dog statement is relative to that person because there's no way all y'all got good dogs. But like I say, there's no way we really can prove that without, the same risk that was there for the men before us. So like I said, if you want to keep it real, y'all know y'all beating curs and be proud of it until you find some jobs for them to find out that you have a game dog. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the cookout. Let's get it.
Man, Toyo, you entertaining, boy. Golly, man.
Hey, look. Did you hear how the beat dropped when he said the curse thing, though, man? And the beat drop, man, that was cold, man. The Kirk confessions, man. I like that, man. That Toyo, man. Hey, I thought I was creative, bro, but golly, man.
Hey, you the most entertaining out of all of us, bro.
Yeah, man. And the funniest too, man. Funny looking, man.
Yeah, listen. When y'all say that, I salute that. But y'all ain't gonna keep on saying that like I'm up here Sanborn for y'all niggas. I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel that, and I love y'all to death because y'all giving me props. But like, don't nobody want to be no Sambo nigga and that, like that. This not really for the. I'm not doing it for that. I'm keeping it real. I'm glad that y'all find me entertaining and all that type shit. But like, nigga, don't keep on messing with me, man. Look, check this out. Non-stop in the building. Salute non-stop.
Non-stop. What's happening?
What's going on? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
non-stop. I'm gonna let you finish in a minute. Toyo, did you kick me off the panel, bro?
No, I ain't do that, Dre. I ain't do that, though. I ain't even lying to you, bro. I ain't do that. You did that to yourself. I'm gonna say that one. You ain't even act up yet, bro.
All right. Just checking, man. Just checking your temperature, man. But what's good, non-stop, man. Let me stop. This ain't even my show, man. I'm over here interrupting.
Stop.
Non-stop in the building. Salute, bro. He probably had technical difficulties, but anyway, like, yeah, don't let me bring the mood down and nothing or whatever. Like, y'all could do that in the mirror when y'all, look at yourself in the mirror and read that situation. I ain't tripping off that. I just did my Kirk confession. That's all. Y'all ain't got to do it. Go ahead and show off. Y'all go ahead and show off like y'all usually do at the cookout. Talk shit. Let's get it.
Oh, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right.
Like Verizon.
Oh, yeah. How y'all doing, man? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you been, bro?
Oh, I can't complain. Just getting this work.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Humping and dumping. Like I said, I'm back around your way.
Oh, okay. All right, well, you already know. Yeah, I was just telling the boys how you ain't gotta be ashamed to say certain things and whatever. Like you know, you feeding the cur, whatever. Like like listen.
Yeah.
And it's a difference though. Like let me put some special. Let me get into a little details on it. Like now, it's a difference if you don't got a job and you can't find out if it's occurred and all that type of shit or whatever. Now you might get away with that. People let you slide with that, whatever. But best believe me, people, if you ain't got a job for your dog, there's people out there trying to find some jobs for your dogs or whatever. If you keep on talking, but basically also like it's a difference when you already then found the ants out that it was a cur or whatever, and then you still breathe that. Now I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying, like, everybody might not be able to do things to find out where the levels of their dogs at or whatever. And you gotta find that. So like, so I can't blame y'all or whatever. But like I say, like, a lot of people say that you shouldn't breed things unless you're proving them and all that. But like, again, what are we proving them for at this type of age? I mean, these times of day, you know what I mean? But we all have our own reasons, you know what I mean? But again, like I say, I ain't gonna keep it long-winded. Y'all go ahead and get into it, bro. Don't let my old ass spoil the party.
Yeah, man.
You know anything about feeding any curs nonstop? You know anything about that?
Heck yeah. If you got bulldogs, you done fed some curs.
Yeah.
You definitely, the only person that ain't never feed a cur is somebody ain't had no dog.
That's facts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people thinking cur, you got a cur, that means it's something against you. Like that's a strike against your character or something.
It's part of the process.
Yeah. I ain't never had no cur. I don't got. Oh, okay.
Now, I think it's because, you ever heard that saying, people be like, the dog take on the personality of the owner. People take that a little bit too literal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah, hey.
A little bit too literal.
Hey, I seen a shootout happen because of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You a cur just like your dog. 3 minutes later,
Also, it's been a rumor that somebody done been bringing the German Shepherd down here to the cookout. They keep complaining. It's the second time somebody complained about long hair being in the beans and stuff, in the baked beans. So whoever got that Shepherd around, like, you know what I mean? Like, look, the hair is getting in the beans. They down in the chat saying the hair is getting in the beans. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, and if you got cats in your house, don't bring food to the cookout because cats jump on the counter, man. I tell my coworkers that all the time. You got cats. I ain't need nothing you bring to the. Don't bring that to the potluck.
Yeah, hey brother, nonstop though. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get out on me though, like, cause you was trying to tell me about. I don't know if you want to beat up on me in front of the public, but I don't care. When we was talking about the hunting stuff, you was like trying to tell me, like, man, like, look, Slim, like, look. You was like, look. I hear y'all talk about that hunting shit, but like historically, that was totally two different things. And I understand where you was coming from on that, bro.
Oh, I think my mic out. You still hear me?
Yeah,
your mic ain't out, nigga. So listen. So listen. Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to know if you wanted to holler at me about them differences about the In the Woods game and whatever game you talk about or whatever, because like shit, I'm gonna take the In the Woods. I'm gonna take the In the Woods game, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he fell off. Oh shit.
Oh nah. He said Toyo on that craziness this morning, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
JT,
technical
what's
difficulty.
happening? Yeah, JT.
JT in the building.
Yeah,
yes, sir. Salute, JT.
Cool, bro, my brother.
Yeah, full
I
of
agree.
edibles.
I definitely agree with brother nonstop when it is a different. It's probably a difference. Like, it's some things we don't even know the name, so we be just putting whatever on it or whatever. But it's a difference, probably. I'm gonna say it's a difference. I leave the door open for him on that different shit. But like, to me, I keep it simple. Like, Slim, if it ain't doing right on both sides of the fence, it ain't shit. It can't just be doing. It can't just be doing right on one side of the fence and not on the other, and we move the field goal post. That's just me. Like, game is cover both sides, nigga. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
When it ain't like that, I mean, what are we doing? We moving the field goal post. Here he come. He ain't gonna let me talk too much.
Hey, so you said you might as well say every dog on your yard a grand champion, huh?
Oh yeah, you can do that right now. Because I mean, you probably all they could do is say you lying and all that, but like they just saying you lying. You just keep on doing what you're doing. Whatever. I'm just keeping it real. Like who can say this ain't? You can say your whole yard.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can say your whole yard is whatever till they prove you wrong. You know what I mean? But I come from the people told me like these motherfuckers, all of them curves. Like you know what I mean? You be lucky to find. It's when you go through the experience and you bulldog and like when you see the game, it's whatever. That's your payoff. That's your payoff. But like you go through a whole rack of curves. That's bulldog. See, people forget about the curve side of the game. They shy away from it. Like they ain't related to curves and shit like that, or they shy away from it. Like ain't no curves. It's curves everywhere. It's curves all over. Curves everything. You know what I mean?
Curves equal too.
You know what I mean? Like, hey.
And,
But nonstop, did you hear me nonstop? Because I was talking stuff about the hunting game and the historical game joint and the differences. And to me, I was saying I was saying game is game. Like it ain't really. It might be levels to it, but like to me, it ain't really no level to it that you move with the field goal post, which means to me that joker got to be gaming whatever he do on both sides, or else it ain't. You know what I mean? We gotta keep it a buck. We moving the field goal post, like So like if niggas historically speaking, they don't have a dog that could go in the woods, but they have a superstar from the historic shit of it. To me, that's still that motherfucker occurred. He occurred. If he occurred, I don't care if he do something over in one situation, but he do current activities in the next situation. He occurred. So somebody tell me something. Y'all young and
well, in that case, I had plenty of those. Cause a lot of my curves, I gave them to hog hunters. They wanted them because I had like a lot of my dogs. They usually are on top of the head and stuff like that. So they used to love them, go across the nose and stuff like that. And it used to work for them, but they was straight up, our curves. Whatever didn't work, man. Every time you get one quick, let me get it. Yeah. And they probably got over 15 of them just throughout the course, and about a lot of them they've been breeding to each other because they were doing so good over there on that side.
Now when you say that. To me, that's just looking at it where it's doing okay, because I see a lot of that. That's basically like one of them things people would say, like because y'all giving the hog hunters the garbage and they working with the garbage and making them dogs valuable and they knowing how to work with them, whatever. That immediately makes people think that a hog hunting is a curse because they can work with somebody's curse from out the other historical thing. But I still beg to differ. I still say, if your dog that you say ain't a cur in your situation and you bring him over here in the woods and that motherfucker do some cur shit, he's a cur. And I ask you like this, it's as simple as this to me. If you happen, that's why a lot of the people like that was, they knew better than to bring the motherfuckers in the woods. You know what I mean? Because they knew better than to bring them in the woods. And they animals weren't built for that, just keeping it real. So basically, because when in that game, it's about styles. So that's all it is. It's about styles in that other game. Historically speaking, it was about styles. These just Toyo's experiences. It was about styles in that game. Now, in the hog hunting game, it's about styles too. So basically, of course, you want to stay out of trouble. You want a smart dog that's going to stay out of trouble dealing with the hogs or whatever. Whereas though that might not be the style that you really concentrating on in your yard. You know what I mean? it's only styles that make those dogs be separated in different classes. A lot of these things, it's different styles, but like that comes with schooling and all of that. You dig what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So I guess a lot of people would say that historically speaking, that was the only way to game test your dog, because basically, you know, you going against another superstar warrior that could do the same thing to you. So that was the ultimate test. To me, I beg to differ again. I say that that's just basically sparring in your warrior camp. When you go in the wild, you have different variables that's testing more than just what you're getting tested with a warrior situation. And that increases the variables of you getting frustrated and you wanting to pack it on in. You understand what I'm saying? Because in the warrior on warrior conversation, they didn't put furniture up, which means neither one of y'all can move. Y'all have to do what y'all got to do. In the woods, whatever, it's wide open. And you might, it's nothing fair. It's no rules in the wild. You know what I mean? The bite is just as hard and even harder by those wild animals and stuff. And you might got to chase. You might got to chase, and you ain't no furniture out there. So basically, the chase is on. So your endurance got to be a little bit more better. You know what I mean? That frustration level gonna get a little bit more higher. So I say it's more chances for you to quit out there in the woods. But these just my experiences that I'm kicking to you. Now, again, I'm gonna get off the mic. Let y'all holler at me about it.
I think it's just two different worlds. I think it's just two completely different worlds. It's hard to compare them, because I had dogs that wouldn't even scratch into a cat. They ain't about to bother because they know that wasn't their job. But man, when they see that box, oh my goodness. The whole attitude, screaming, hollering, everything, know what time. They see me come with a leash to get in the cage or something. Oh my goodness. But they wouldn't scratch into a cat. They ain't gonna mess with no puppies. They ain't gonna mess with a mutt. We had a little cow dog. These come, roam the yard, walk with us, roam the yard, and stuff like that. She can come on a dog yard. She wouldn't even mess with nobody would mess with her. A couple dogs, they ain't care. They ain't like nothing. But they know that's not what she here for. That's not my job. Yeah. If you ain't never seen a hog, you don't know.
Yeah. So what you saying is like, if you were playing football or whatnot.
Yep.
Playing two different positions. Can you play running back and receiver?
Or on a defense, because it'd be two different things. You playing football, but can you play basketball too?
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can you play basketball too?
That's
that basketball player. But no, that doesn't mean that that don't mean that football player ain't no athlete.
No,
he get out there and he looking funny, and that don't mean that basketball player, when he get on that field and he get cracked once and be like, hold on, dog, what's this? He just ain't never been cracked before. Hold on, we hitting like Allen Iverson. Hold on, but Iverson was probably just as good as football player. He said, man, I ain't getting hit.
Yeah.
But see,
go ahead.
But to me, it's still like, like that's moving the field goal post, because like for real, it's like this. Before the box, the box kind of, like, to me, what Non started talking about is like people. That's when the people started breeding. That's when
after the fact, right?
Yeah, like when they started breeding for the box. You know what I mean? So you lost certain things. You lost certain things now. So you know what I mean? Now that's why you got that dog that might be a superstar box dog, but like he's scared of cats and shit, or he won't scratch into cats and shit. Whereas though them dogs, them joints before that shit, like they was on everything that moved besides people and shit, unless you trained them to be on people. But basically, like if you moving, they on it. So basically, to get a better product,
go ahead.
To get a better product for those people, once that thing became popular like that, it created a lane for people to breed for that specific thing. You understand? So it kind of hurt the breed for us, people breeding for all around dogs, because that part of the game became so popular. So a lot of things got the cutting corners of breeding became involved. Like, fuck it, I could keep this one and breed this one, even though that motherfucker just looked like he was ready to run from the cat. He ain't want to mess with the cat or whatever. Whereas though that wouldn't have got bred, but now it's getting bred because it specializes on dogs now. So that's more of a keeper to you. But like at first, that probably wouldn't have been a keeper to some people that's in the woods. They don't want nothing that's not going to be looking at no cat as food. They want an animal that's going to be looking at everything like I'm conquering it. So like when it start getting specified to just dog, I just want to conquer the dog. That was breeding practice, selective breeding practices for the box. That wasn't. And I still beg to differ that that's not the best dog out there. I believe that the best dogs out there was the ones who was breeding for the all-around dogs that could do the box, the woods, and all that. It just probably was a harder breeding process for them, and they probably got fewer good dogs than the ones that's in the box, because like y'all standards is getting low. I mean, their standards were getting lower than the all-around box man. He needed more of an athlete to do all-around things. That's just me on my side of the fence. You holler at me.
But also them hog hunters also bred out. Well, I guess they originally wasn't. They bred out the timber between dog versus dog. Dogs can hunt in a pack. I seen a hog hunter two pit bulls hunting in the pack. That couldn't happen in the box.
And that's
my dog ain't next to other dog hunting. My dog ain't next to other dog hunting.
But see, that's where their practices became specialized. That was just specialized breeding and hog hunting things, and they're tempering it down from being dog aggressive. That's all it is. It's just breeding, selective breeding coming into both camps. You know, coming into the box guys and coming into the hunting guys. That's all. They just selective breeding. But before all these lanes, it was an original animal that was not, that they had to tame down for each lane. That animal before the box and all that type of shit, I think was a different animal. Whereas though if you see what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. See, back in the day when it started, they were pit bulls. Like you said, they used to pit it against bulls and stuff. Now, that's why there's a difference between American game dogs and a pit bull.
Nah.
That's why all the curves I had. That's why all the curves I had. That's why. No, listen. All the curves I had, they liked them because they didn't care about another dog no more. They can run together.
Yeah, I hear you saying that same point, and I'm trying to tell you that's just, you know, the hog hunters like that, because you know what I mean. Like they might have them out there in groups, but like if this is what I'm saying, bro, I'm saying basically that's just selective breeding on it. Each sides want a certain product to fit their jobs better. That's all it is. But I'm trying to tell you, it was an animal out there that could do both things, bro. Like to do both things, but they probably was not able to be hunting with dogs and stuff like that. Of course, you know that type of shit. It was just a man and his dog going out there. I'm talking about that type of thing. You know, that animal. I ain't talking about no pack dogs and all that you try to talk about. I'm talking about the man with the dog that's going out there with the one dog. You dig what I'm saying? The one. I'm not talking about no professional hog hunting dog. I'm talking about a dog that could do a hog hunt, that could go out there and catch a hog, and a dog that also can excel in the historical purposes. I'm not talking about one that specialized for either situation. I'm trying to say that it was an animal that they used that could be specialized for either situation. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so go ahead, bro.
I was talking to bro. Talk to me, bro.
Oh,
I think can you hear me?
yes, sir.
Joey said I got mic problems.
Okay. Yeah, so they say you know, most basketball players say they can play football, but
There we go.
football players can't. Okay, you in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it say most basketball players say they, you know, I'm talking about the pros, say they can transfer over to football better than you know what I'm saying, than a football player could transfer over to basketball. You think that's the same type of situation in which you talking about, Toyo?
It's related, but again, in dogs, that's selective breeding again. Like those sports, a certain body type excels in those sports. So basically, like, you know, it's common sense. Like, you know what I mean? If I like basketball, if I want my yard to be performing in basketball, I'm gonna slim them down more. I ain't gonna have the blocky linebackers playing basketball. Even though I might got both of them structures on my yard. It depends on which game I'm trying to specify. It goes down to you breeding, selective breeding. Now you might got a couple that could do both. You understand what I'm saying? Those exceptions, but basically like you know that the you know like you know how hard it's gonna be on like the Zion Williams and stuff like that to be doing all that on the basketball court. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is this, I'm just saying that, because it's a topic of conversation, and it's just a question, you gotta have, typically speaking, the dog that you go that you sick on the hog, you would want it to be a certain weight, correct?
Yeah, you're gonna select the breed for that. Sturdier, more sturdy. Yeah.
It changes the whole dynamic. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't. You're saying the same thing I was saying at first. Like basically, you're changing a body type.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. I'm right there. Yeah, I'm just saying that's what the dynamic. I think the major dynamic will change in the progression, in the process.
Yeah, you choosing a body type. You choosing that body type now. You can change that body type now, just like you're going to go more to the sturdy side because you hog hunting. The ones in the box would go more to the slimmer, sleeker, the more athletic side, more athletic than you would want. Because like put it like this, because like they're gonna want the hog hunters gonna want some athleticism too. So they're gonna be like, hold up, B. Nah, like what I'm saying is the different camps is going to prefer a certain body style. We know that. Hey, I know you saying the same thing I'm saying. I'm thinking, boom, boom, boom. Like they're just going to prefer a certain body style, and they're going to try to. But that's not promised that their highest potential prospect is going to come out with that body style, but he might be performing on that shit like he supposed to. But now you still going to. That's where them dogs that be laying around just for structure and all that might come into play. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you need to get a structure right to perform in this game. Now we basically just talking about breeding styles and all that still. But go ahead unless I'm misreading your question or whatever. Talk to me.
Because I'm saying like conditioning the 28-pound dog. I don't see that necessarily working for hog hunting, but it can excel in a whole bunch of other things. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, for it to excel in both fields, it has to meet a certain weight and structure. Because the hog hunters that I know, first of all, they necessarily don't care about the breed. They lean a lot towards, our dogs, especially to throw in the mix. But as long as it's working, it's working. But one thing that I do know about hog hunters is they always want a certain particular size of dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know what you're saying. When our dogs always came in a range, a certain range of sizes. That's why you see back in the day, they said that it wasn't no it wasn't no rare thing to see dogs 80 pounds and stuff like that. So it was there. It was dogs already there to do both things. When you see these small dogs, even though it's always been small dogs, but when you're seeing them now to where as though we're used to it, and you could say a statement like you saying, like basically because just a rack of them out there. That's why you making a statement. You're saying like became like like basically the majority of what you're seeing is smaller dogs now. So basically that's what you're seeing. But like what I'm trying to tell you, that comes from breeding over the years and stuff like that. We still talking about people that's been breeding their dogs for certain things and not the other things. You understand what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't pick your 30-pound dog or 20-pound dog to go out there and do that type of work.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So in order for a dog to excel on both sides of the ball, they would have to meet a certain weight criteria, right?
Oh yeah, a job is going to have its requirements. It's going to have its requirements and qualifications.
So the typical dog. What I'm saying is the typical dog. What would you say would be the average size you would look for in a dog that you want to go hunting for? Whether you hunting in packs or individually or sport hunting, You know what I'm saying? Like,
Those are questions for the people that's out in the woods doing that shit, like
well,
hunting, like
I would,
professionally. Like
yeah,
like
but I would
but like
say, I.
but like
Oh, go
common
ahead.
sense would tell us. Common sense would tell us. Like I mean, just me using my whatever.
Mhm.
Preferably I would want to over 40,
Catch weight.
a high 40 pounds. No, I still can like I've been around it. I just don't talk like I'm an expert, and and I don't want to
Right,
disrespect the experts. But like, yeah, if you're in the high
right.
40s, you can boogie. If
Yeah.
if you're in the 40s, you can boogie. If you're in the 40s, you
Hmm.
can boogie. You dig what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can boogie, but like, it's different levels. You know what I mean? It's different levels,
But
and
but
go ahead. Go ahead.
not but okay. So this is what I was gonna say. That varies. That goes back to it go back to two things. We got to remember the other side, the cousin of these dogs are still doing both, and they are more blockier. They are, they're bigger and all that. The reason why our dogs are smaller is because of all of the inbreeding. We can't forget that they not naturally this small. If you go back,
That's what I was trying to say.
if
These
you
dogs
go
got
back,
smaller over the years because of breeding
if
for
you
that. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
if you go back 20 years ago, if you go back 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, yeah, you was getting some small ones, but these dogs wasn't naturally this small.
Hmm.
And number two, I've seen 35-pound game dogs handle 150, 200-pound hog. But the thing is, they wasn't head dogs. They were rear end dogs.
Hmm.
So of course they was turning in circles a lot because the hog kept trying to get to their rear, but they knew how to work the belly in the rear. If that 35-pound dog was a head dog, it could have went either way depending on if it had on a vest or not, or the situation would have been different. But he knew what he was doing because he knew his dog was a rear end dog. So he knew it could go either way, but he knew his dog kind of had the advantage because the dog gonna go straight for the rear end and just work the rear end the whole time and break down the rear of the hole. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't say, I would say you would have to be a certain size to do both, but that depend on your skill also. Because just like you got boxers that went from middleweight to heavyweight, if you don't have certain skills to go along with that, then you ain't gonna be able to complete the task at the end of the day.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's the skill that go along with it.
Yes, sir.
So it's a lot of little niggas that whooped up on a lot of bigger niggas. I done seen it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
at the end of the day, it's all about skill. It's all about skill. It's all about skill and brains. If your dog ain't got the brain to stay out the way of getting hit in certain places while it's working, then that's something you need to work on. So, but it's all about skill at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. I second that. Yeah, I second that. Hey, who else want to talk? Who else want to talk to me? Goddamn. Who else want to beat me up? Who else want to beat Toyo up? Go ahead.
Well, them dogs you say, them game dogs that go in the woods. You say get curled out in the woods.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you go take them back to the box?
Oh,
And they be successful, or that's a wrap for them,
I
right?
never tried. That's what I want to
it's-
ask you. That's what I want to ask you because I've never tried. So I want to ask you if you tried one of your joints. I ain't talking about the ones that you said was curves you gave away. If you just say you happen to be like, man, let me see if my junk want to do something, and that joker went out there and got curved out there. Would you try him again?
Nah,
All right.
no.
So curring out in the woods and curring out in the box is the same shit, right?
I mean, a curve. Well, no. Yes and no. Well, yeah, a curve's a curve, but how can my curves in the box be successful hog hunters though?
Okay, well that's because it's go ahead.
No, hold on. But it's too many variables around that because
We live. All right, so yeah, it's too many variables because everybody going to their shit differently. I've seen a camp. The dog. I don't know. I ain't gonna get too much in it, but the dog tapped out early. Me personally, I feel the dog wasn't ready. I feel the dog was too young. Me personally. So they wind up giving it to a guy that lived about 12 miles up the road from them that hunt hog down south in the area. They didn't see that dog for 2 years. The husband had got sick or something. The wife contacted old boy that sold him the dog. He had seen the videos of the dog hunting. Mind you, everybody know that the dog lost. They knew this. So they was going to use the historical purposes, YouTube. They was going to use this dog as, they wanted to see what this other dog was on. That same dog unalived 4 dogs on their yard and went on to be a 2-time winner.
That's what I want to ask you. Like, okay, just like
he died in a yard accident. They never got nothing off him, but he wound up dying in a yard accident after that. But the way Nonstop might do his program, it could be 100% right. He could say no, they can't come back from that.
For fucking sure. I understand his angle, but just like he for fucking sure, me and Nonstop go back and forth all the time. But for sure, my shit that I'm gonna say again, like, okay, because he threw out there, like, he could throw the curves over there and they could get some work over there. But I ask you this then, okay, say those same curves you threw over there, you know what I mean? Considering they coming from good bread stuffing over there and they using them, right? And say they breed them and all that. Now, what's the chances? What's the numbers? I would want to compare the numbers of the ones that's bred, that's making it over there in your program. How many of those can make it in this program against how many of those that's bred for that program can get some wins in that other program? You understand what I'm saying? I think the hog hunting dogs that was bred for hog hunting, some of them still have a chance to get wins over in that program. Just like some of the dogs over there, some of the dogs over your program.
That's true because like I said yesterday. Now I don't know how many people in here got actual fighting backgrounds, but we know you have to work on something to perfect the skill, even in a trade. So a dog that uses their mouth on a regular basis. Okay, for instance, a lot of people at work right now, and there's a lot of people not at work right now in the woods. So that means the people at work right now, they dogs is on the chain. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's a dog out there. It's a dog out there learning different skills over and over and over, and being put into certain situations to where your dog might not learn because you don't get off till 6 and he been on the chain all day and he not in school right now. So again, the dog man, a lot of things determine, but at the end of the day, you have to know what to look for in your dog. You have to know what your dog lacks. Most people focus on the good side of their dog. It don't focus on what they dog lacking. And when you out hunting on a regular basis, you get to see what your dog is lacking, because a lot of people don't make it out the woods. A lot of dogs make it out of schooling, but a lot of dogs don't make it out the woods.
Church. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute. MKM Bottoms. You see anything in the chat, 8? What they talking about down there?
Yeah, man. I wanted to get to MKM, man, because you talking MKM talk, man. He said, MKM one of the ones where he say let the smaller one go 1 second behind the bigger one. 40-pound hits the first and hold. Next step is the 60-pound sledgehammer. And that's coming from somebody who active in that hog hunting, man.
Salute MKM.
Yes, sir.
You can never argue with a man, and that's his job. He out there telling you
Yeah,
shit from the day they collected experience. So when they talk, I be quiet. Salute MKM bottom.
yeah. You say I have a 200 pound boy on the way. Country rules. He can't run it. Look, man, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been around those type of conversations, man, and I've heard people, come out there with their dog and leave with their dog in their hands and tears in their eyes and stuff, man. You know, yeah, man.
A lot of them won't. A lot of that, the historical speaking, John. Once they got that fine animal that they created for historical reasons, man, they be scared of shit to let that joint go in the woods, yo. It's a different type thing. You know what I mean? Why? Why? Because they know the chances are high that he's going to be destroyed or not usable anymore. You understand? So like, it's different types of jobs. But salute the historic joints. Like, don't think I'm trying to shit on them or not. I'm just saying. It was I salute the animal. Where I come from, I'm fucking with the animal that can do it all. Else it's not. I'm not considering that a good animal on my yard if it can't do both of those things. You know what I mean? That's just me. You know, it might not be an expert at both of them, but like it's damn sure willing to a good one out of my yard. It should have that shit in them to where as though it just want the job. It just want a job. That's all.
Yeah. Nah, for real.
I didn't specify. I didn't. And I'm not a breeder for the public or nothing. I'm just talking about my dogs that I like to have, and I like to make for myself and all that type of thing. I stay with the structure that's built for both. That was always built for any world that it comes across. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be specifying in one joint. You know, that's just me. I never started specifying in one joint like that. I just, I wanted an all-around dog that certain things about that dog, I had confidence in him to take him in any type of competition arena.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's going to win, because the question again is always, is he? Or you know what I'm saying? Like the question ain't answered until you do something. Like it ain't nothing that you can tell me. Like I don't care how good your eyes or nothing. Like I don't care what you did yesterday, last night, or whatever. If you bring him out into another competition, the question is right back in front of his face every time. So the more and more you bring him out, the more and more he has a chance to show you that he's a Kirk. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
And then, but you gotta think, even when they start to get the final product, before all the laws and regulations, even before they got the final product, even when they was in mid stage, they were still doing box work and in the woods. They were still doing both. And like I said, overseas with the cousins, which I call Staffordshire's, they still do both. It's there. It's public information. They still do both.
And the only thing my pet peeve with the old school boxmen is that a lot of them so caught up in that thing that they think that that's the best dog, whereas though like because to them that ends all be all with them. You know what I mean? So like you're not being accountable for those dogs that you create, and that's all they made for. Which means with that we got to take a grain of salt. Which means those animals that can be called the best animals over there, those animals might not even be able to walk on a chain, or walk on a leash, or do other things, and those dogs still can be considered great dogs and good dogs over there in that thing. And to me, that held them at a lower quality. That held them at a place where though That's all they needed was that special thing. But basically, like, look at all the things that they're kicking out with that. You're kicking out dogs that shy as shit, dogs that don't wake up until they see a box, or dogs that's scared of everything. But like, you put something in front of him, like a dog in front of him, he wakes up and all that. To me, that's not upper echelon athlete. That's just a dog that's good. He's a specialist. He's a specialist at something. He's not, he's a specialist in something. So beware of the lanes you put him in. And salute his specialty. Salute what he was special in, and salute the people that bred, salute the work to produce that type of animal. But it's only for them, like that person, whatever. That's not an all-around dog for everybody. Like, that's not really nothing, to me. That's just me. You know what I mean? I need a little bit more.
Well, that's just cause and effect. Like, it's think, okay, boom. You got Honda, you got Hyundai, and you got Kia. All of them cost different. They, depending on what you're changing on the car, they use the same parts, but they got different badges. A lot of people, most of the population, don't know it's owned by the same person. But all of them got a different price badge. Now, Kia is the lowest out of all of them. But Kia has a sports car now called the Stingray? Whatever the fuck it's called. They little sports car. So it kind of put them in a little bracket. But most Kias are not, nobody's doing nothing with them other than that one vehicle. So when we look at it from an aspect, that's why I say everybody has a purpose, because a lot of people want to put standards and change certain things. Because again, without the AKC, these dogs would still be called Staffordshire Terriers. For one, we can't forget that. Number two, what these dogs was truly bred for, which was battle in the woods and in the box. Again, this information is public. They have books about it. They have videos on it. These dogs was not bred for one lane. They was bred for both. So even if we turn this dog into a complete show dog, the people in this side of the dog community will still keep the value low of these dogs. Because you could go on the Staffordshire Terrier breeder in your local city and see how much them dogs are selling for. You don't see them fighting back and forth on Facebook. You don't see them pocket watching each other. It's only in this community. It's a lot of flip-flop, but you have hunters, you got breeders, you got some that do both. It's 50-50. But certain people, everybody gonna like what they like. Certain people want a one-lane dog. I never liked the one-lane dog, because we could be doing all of the other activity, but if the world shut down, your ass got to put food on the table. And I don't want no goddamn dog on my yard that can't put food on the table if it come to that. So I don't have a use for you. I mean, yeah, you might be able to do that one, but again, if you can't put food on the table too, then I really ain't got no use for you. That's just me. Again, that's just me. Everybody has their perspective.
That ain't just you. Because I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
I mean, bro, listen. I'm gonna tell you something. I seen a dog. I'm talking about this. This dog was a killer in the box. This dude was out hunting. He shot the deer. The dog still couldn't take the deer down. And this was in Maryland, Toyo.
Okay.
So yeah. So it's again, and it's, mind you, to another dog. Oh, he wasn't playing no games. I give him his props with that, but he couldn't even take a wounded deer down. So he wasn't doing that with no hog. So it's like like I say, man, everybody got their choices in life, man. So as far as them dogs, man, it's yeah, bro. I like an all around dog. I can't do a stationary dog. I can't do it. Because again, the woods expose all the dog weakness. You put your dog in
Man,
an
I know this
environment where
train.
they're comfortable.
I know this Norfolk Southern train goddamn stopping my goddamn walk for the day. I know that much. We finna bust it right in these woods though.
Who's that, Supreme?
Yes, Sirski. How you doing, my bro?
Salute. Yes, sir.
What you doing? 7 miles, Supreme?
I'm doing 5.5, and then I'm gonna take it back to the house and work for 2 more hours in the backyard. I've been really trying to see how hard I can work, but not overwork hard this year. Which way you want to go, girl? You want to go that way? You want to go this way? Come on. Her recovery time been improving, so I'm like, shit. I ain't tired. She ain't tired. Shit, let's go. We'll be out here. We got to bust this left though. This bike trail run all the way from, believe it or not, this bike trail run all the way into Chicago. Damn near all the way to Michigan through Indiana. Now, I don't know who's gonna meet me at the other state to pick up the dog and walk 3 miles, walk 3 states. That'll be a challenge in itself.
Shit, you had to pack a bag, big fella.
Pack a couple bags.
Hey, yo, let me
How
put
old
up.
is that dog right there?
Man, she'll be 5 in December, so she definitely getting bred this summer. Come on, girl. I know you don't like this
Hey, yo, you know we ready to start wrapping up. Make sure y'all get y'all napkins and plates and shit up off the ground and shit before they last time the people came out here and tried to charge me for that shit like we was littering and shit. But anyway, salute to the Bulldog community. Thanks for y'all showing up at the cookout once again. We salute to Big Brother Welsh for always, you know, he always up in here. And salute to my brother Nonstop for coming up in here. And salute to Supreme, of course. You dig what I'm saying?
sir.
Also, wanted to let y'all know, what was it? Something I was gonna say before we roll on up out here. What was we talking about? We was rolling on out this jump. Anyway, Big A, go ahead and talk to us. I remember if it was important.
Okay, you know what it is, man. We had the dog of the week this week, man. It went down, man. That's some good looking dogs, man. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it, man. You're gonna see some good dogs, man. And they had a cash payout right there on the spot. Cash out. You know what it is, man. But you know, we showcasing good dogs, man, talking good dog talk, learning lessons and progressing, man. But at the same time, man, if you ain't a member, man, come on. It only costs $1 a month, you know what I'm saying? Be part of the movement. But other than that, man, check us out, man. You know, we got Elevated coming up next, man. Yes, sir.
Nonstop, you
Yes,
still in the
sir, man.
building?
Go walk them damn dogs, man.
Y'all back? You can hear
Y'all
me?
go walk them damn dogs, man.
Hey, nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear me?
What's the main difference between the honey badger and the Wolverine?
Size.
You said honey badger and Wolverine?
Yeah.
I don't know. What, one's in Africa and one's somewhere else?
I'm just saying, have you seen both of them in combat?
Oh, nah. Only time I heard
Okay,
about the
we
honey
go.
badger when old boy came from New Orleans and playing in at LSU.
Yeah. Yeah.
That honey badger gonna go up
So
against
everybody
everybody.
in Baton Rouge was like, man, what's the honey badger? What's the honey
That-
badger? First, we were clowning him. You know what I'm saying? Man, old sweet old honey badger. You know, he had a little blonde hair and all that. But then we saw it. But then they were like, nah, honey badger that thing. We're like, huh?
Hey,
Hey Welsh, that
yeah.
honey badger gonna go up against everything. It don't matter what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The honey
That's the
badger don't
main
get no
thing.
fuck if you goddamn it an elephant. What's happening?
That's the
What
main
it do?
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do before we roll out. Let me shoot out a disclaimer, y'all, because we get
They got
live in the
game honey
cookout.
badgers.
Oh shit. Hey, you know, nothing said or no content shared by the Shogun Army and or the big Toyo cookouts and stuff. Nothing is meant for anything illegal. We not condoning any illegal activities or promoting anything for illegal purposes. Everything said or shown on this channel is strictly for educational, historical, or entertainment purposes only. We trying to share knowledge and share old stories and stuff with each other to try, and we're basically holding each other to a higher standard to try to find out about these lies and expose the lies and properly move this dog forward because we love the dog so much. So please don't get it twisted because we be down here just talking like we talk. You know what I mean? You got to be down to understand. Salute to my brothers that came in. Y'all go ahead and keep on.
So you gotta be down like Brandy, huh?
Y'all make sure y'all check out Nonstop Bulldogging with Bo.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
already know.
Check them
Y'all
out.
already know how you go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they
y'all
got
check
me
out
to a
Supreme.
nightmare.
Hey,
Yeah. What's up?
Red Boy ain't nothing without Jocko.
All right, that's what we doing tomorrow. That's what we doing tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
We doing
Oh,
that
he
tomorrow, y'all.
was.
We already put the menu out. You know what?
Yeah, way too many. Hey, way too many pure red boy champions to say that.
Hey, nonstop.
Yeah.
I just got a notification talking about numbers. I don't know if he in here listening, but let me say this. Numbers is something I specialize in. Now we could do a public bet. We ain't got to go into all the discussions, but we could do a public bet. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. Red Boy competition versus Jocko competition. We don't even need to talk that because Red Boy didn't see what Jocko seen. Number two, Red Boy had a longer breeding career than Jocko did. So of course it's going to be more Red Boy dogs out than it is Jocko dogs. That's just basic common sense. So, I don't know how some of these people thought process is. Number three, there are more Jocko Red Boy winning historical winners till this day than it is heavier Red Boy dogs. Now we could continue this discussion tomorrow. I see you boys on the next one.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Where are the pure Jocko dogs at? Why nobody ain't isolate that and keep on running with them Jocko dogs?
All right, nonstop.
Hey, break them up. Hey, we gotta get up out here, go to the elevator. We see y'all tomorrow. Hey, listen. Hey, check it out. Hey, we got Big Brother in the woods threw a cap on the plate. So we gonna holler at him about that tomorrow, about that cap he threw in on the plate. So we see y'all tomorrow. We gonna go over the elevators, y'all. Salute.
Peace.
Load the cap in my cup.